For generations, the British royal family has understood that some announcements do far more than share information. They shape history. Sometimes, a carefully chosen message can signal the beginning of a new chapter, offering the public a glimpse into how the monarchy is preparing for the future. And when that message comes from Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, the world pays attention. Recently, reports and online speculation have suggested that the Prince and Princess of Wales are preparing to make, or have made, a surprise announcement that could mark an important moment for the future of the modern monarchy. Social media has been flooded with dramatic headlines, each claiming to know what the announcement means and how it could reshape public perceptions of the royal family. But behind those headlines lies an important question. Has an official announcement actually been made? Or has public anticipation transformed speculation into certainty? At the time of this documentary, many of the more sensational claims circulating online remain unverified. While Prince William and Catherine have continued returning to public engagements and charitable work, particularly following Catherine's recovery and gradual return to official duties, many reports about a surprise announcement rely on interpretation rather than confirmed palace statements. Yet the excitement surrounding the story reveals something much deeper. Why are millions of people so eager to hear what William and Catherine have to say? Why does every appearance, every speech, and every carefully planned decision seem to carry such extraordinary weight? The answers reach far beyond a single announcement. They touch on duty, resilience, family, and a monarchy navigating one of the most significant periods of transition in its modern history. They also reveal why so many people see the Prince and Princess of Wales not only as today's senior royals, but as the faces of the institution's future. Because before we can understand the meaning of any announcement, we first have to understand everything that led to this moment. To understand why even the possibility of a major announcement from Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, captures global attention, we must first step back from today's headlines and look at the remarkable journey that has brought them here. The British monarchy has never stood still. Every generation inherits not only titles and traditions, but also the responsibility of adapting an institution that is centuries old to a rapidly changing world. Few couples have carried that expectation more visibly than William and Catherine. Prince William was born into history. From the moment he entered the world in 1982, he represented the future of the crown. Yet behind the palace walls, he experienced a childhood unlike any future king before him. His parents, King Charles III, then Prince of Wales, and Diana, Princess of Wales, sought to raise William and his younger brother, Prince Harry, with a greater understanding of ordinary life than previous generations had known. Those early years blended extraordinary privilege with profound personal challenges. The breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage unfolded under relentless global media attention. Millions watched events that were deeply personal become international headlines. Then, in 1997, William faced an unimaginable tragedy when Diana died in Paris. He was only 15 years old. The image of William walking behind his mother's coffin remains one of the defining moments of modern royal history. It became a symbol not simply of grief, but of duty carried at an age when most teenagers are still discovering who they are. That experience shaped much of the man the public sees today. Royal historians have often observed that William learned the importance of emotional resilience, while also recognizing the pressures created by constant public attention. Those lessons continue to influence how he approaches both his family life and his royal responsibilities. Years later, another chapter quietly began. Catherine Middleton entered William's life while they were students at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland. Unlike many royal romances of earlier generations, their relationship developed gradually, away from official expectations. They became close friends before becoming partners. That foundation has often been cited as one of the greatest strengths of their marriage. When they married in 2011, the wedding was celebrated across the world not simply because of royal tradition, but because many people viewed it as the beginning of a modern partnership, one that balanced ancient ceremony with contemporary values. Over the following years, Catherine established a reputation defined by preparation rather than publicity. She did not attempt to transform the monarchy overnight. Instead, she steadily embraced royal life, learning its traditions while gradually developing her own priorities. Her work supporting early childhood development became one of her defining causes. Rather than focusing solely on ceremonial appearances, she encouraged conversations about the importance of children's emotional well-being and the lasting impact of early experiences. Observers frequently noted that Catherine preferred long-term initiatives over headline-grabbing moments. That approach closely mirrored another value deeply respected within the royal family: consistency. Meanwhile, William's responsibilities continued to expand. As the monarchy evolved through changing generations, he increasingly represented continuity between the reign of Queen Elizabeth II and the future that awaits under his own eventual kingship. That transition became even more significant following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II in 2022. Her death marked the end of a historic 70-year reign and the beginning of a new era under King Charles III. At the same time, William inherited the title of Prince of Wales, placing him closer than ever to the role he has spent his entire life preparing to undertake. With that title came heightened expectations. Every speech, every overseas visit, every charitable initiative, every public appearance, each began to be viewed not only as the actions of today's Prince of Wales, but as indications of the values he may one day bring to the throne. Alongside him, Catherine's role also changed dramatically. No longer simply the Duchess of Cambridge, she became the Princess of Wales, a title carrying enormous emotional significance because of its association with Diana. Rather than attempting to imitate her late mother-in-law, Catherine has approached the role with quiet respect, allowing her own personality and priorities to define it. That careful balance has earned admiration from many royal commentators. The past year has also presented deeply personal challenges. Catherine stepped back from public duties while receiving treatment for cancer, later sharing updates that resonated with people around the world. Her openness about facing illness, while continuing to emphasize hope and recovery, transformed what could have remained a private struggle into a moment of shared humanity. William, meanwhile, balanced increasing royal responsibilities with supporting his wife and their 3 children during an exceptionally difficult period. For many observers, those experiences strengthened public appreciation for the couple. They were no longer viewed solely as future monarchs. They were seen as parents, spouses, and individuals navigating personal hardship while continuing to fulfill public responsibilities. It is against this backdrop that reports of a surprise announcement have attracted such intense interest. Whether the announcement concerns charitable work, future engagements, a new initiative, or another aspect of their public role, the anticipation reflects something much larger than curiosity. People are looking for reassurance. They want to understand how the next generation of royal leadership is taking shape. They want to know what values William and Catherine hope to carry into the future. Yet one important mystery remains. If the public already sees them as symbols of stability and renewal, what could they possibly announce that would deepen that connection even further? That question, and the growing anticipation surrounding it, is where the story truly begins. As anticipation surrounding the reported surprise announcement continued to grow, countless headlines appeared online, each claiming to reveal what Prince William and Catherine were about to share. Some suggested a dramatic shift in royal priorities. Others hinted at major changes within the monarchy itself. Still others portrayed the moment as a turning point for the royal family. But separating confirmed information from speculation is essential. At the time of this documentary, there has been no official palace announcement matching many of the sensational claims circulating online. While the Prince and Princess of Wales have made significant public appearances and announced charitable initiatives over time, many stories describing a shocking or unprecedented announcement rely on anonymous sources, social media discussions, or interpretation rather than verified statements. Yet the public reaction itself tells an important story. The intense interest was never only about one announcement. It reflected growing confidence in William and Catherine as the future faces of the monarchy. Over the past several years, both have gradually assumed greater responsibility. As King Charles III continues his reign and the royal family adapts to changing circumstances, William and Catherine have become central figures in representing continuity, stability, and public service. Every engagement now carries greater significance. Whether visiting communities recovering from hardship, supporting environmental conservation through the Earthshot Prize, championing mental health initiatives, or promoting early childhood development, their work consistently reflects long-term commitments rather than short-lived publicity. That steady approach has become part of their identity. Royal commentators have often observed that William appears determined to modernize the monarchy carefully rather than dramatically. Instead of abandoning tradition, he has sought to demonstrate how centuries-old institutions can remain relevant by addressing contemporary issues. Catherine has followed a remarkably similar path. Her public role has been characterized by careful preparation, thoughtful communication, and visible empathy during engagements. Following her return to public life after cancer treatment, many observers noticed a subtle change in the atmosphere surrounding her appearances. Crowds were no longer greeting only a future queen. They were welcoming someone whose personal resilience had inspired people facing challenges of their own. Photographs from recent engagements often captured small but meaningful moments. A reassuring smile exchanged with a child, a quiet conversation with a volunteer, a comforting gesture toward a patient or caregiver. These moments rarely dominate breaking news, yet they often become the images that people remember long after official speeches are forgotten. That ability to connect emotionally may be one of the greatest strengths William and Catherine bring to public life. It also explains why speculation surrounding a surprise announcement spread so rapidly. People expected the announcement to reflect not only royal duty, but also shared human experience. Some commentators suggested it could involve expanding charitable initiatives. Others believed it might highlight future plans for community engagement or environmental leadership. Several observers argued that any significant announcement would likely reinforce themes that have already defined the couple's public work: service, resilience, family, and hope. Those expectations reveal how public perception has evolved. Earlier generations often viewed the monarchy primarily through ceremony and constitutional responsibility. Today's audiences increasingly look for authenticity. They want to understand the individuals behind the titles. They want to see compassion alongside tradition. William's own experiences have likely shaped this perspective. The loss of his mother, years of intense media attention, military service, fatherhood, and preparation for future kingship have all contributed to a leadership style that appears measured rather than impulsive. Similarly, Catherine's journey, from university student to Princess of Wales, while balancing motherhood and public responsibility, has reinforced an image of quiet determination. Their partnership has become one of the defining characteristics of their public role. Rather than presenting themselves as separate figures performing individual duties, they frequently appear united in purpose. That unity carries symbolic importance. For many people, it suggests stability during a period of significant transition for the monarchy. Meanwhile, King Charles III continues guiding the institution through a new reign, emphasizing public service while managing both constitutional responsibilities and personal health challenges. Within that broader context, William and Catherine increasingly represent the bridge between the monarchy's historic past and its future. This is why speculation surrounding any announcement carries such emotional weight. It is rarely interpreted as simply another press release. Instead, people see each message as a clue about the direction the royal family is taking. What priorities will define the next generation? How will ancient traditions adapt to modern expectations? What lessons from Queen Elizabeth II's remarkable reign will continue under those who follow? These questions remain far more significant than any single headline. Perhaps that is the greatest irony of this story. The real announcement may not be contained in one dramatic statement at all. Instead, it may already be unfolding through years of consistent actions, carefully chosen causes, and a visible commitment to serving both institution and public. Because sometimes history changes not with one extraordinary moment, but with countless quiet decisions that gradually redefine public trust. And if that is true, then the most meaningful chapter in William and Catherine's story may still be waiting to be written. When the excitement surrounding headlines begins to fade, what remains is often far more important than the announcement itself. The enduring story is not about a single moment of surprise, but about what Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, have gradually come to represent. Throughout modern royal history, every generation has faced a defining challenge. Queen Elizabeth II inherited a monarchy recovering from war and adapting to a rapidly changing world. King Charles III assumed the throne during another period of profound transition, balancing tradition with the expectations of a 21st century society. Now, attention is naturally turning toward the generation that will one day follow. Whether through public engagements, charitable initiatives, or the way they present themselves as a family, William and Catherine are increasingly viewed as the bridge between the monarchy's historic past and its future. Their greatest strength may not lie in dramatic announcements or headline-making decisions. It may lie in consistency. Over many years, they have built public trust through steady service rather than spectacle. Their approach has rarely depended on controversy or constant publicity. Instead, it has reflected patience, preparation, and a willingness to let long-term actions speak louder than short-term attention. That quiet consistency echoes one of Queen Elizabeth II's most enduring lessons. Institutions survive not because they never change, but because they adapt without losing sight of their core values. For many observers, William appears committed to carrying that philosophy into the future. His public work has frequently emphasized environmental responsibility, mental health, emergency responders, homelessness, and community resilience. Rather than redefining the monarchy overnight, he has shown an interest in ensuring that it remains relevant by addressing issues that affect people's everyday lives. Catherine has complemented that vision in her own distinctive way. Her focus on early childhood development reflects a belief that lasting change begins long before adulthood. Instead of concentrating solely on ceremonial duties, she has consistently encouraged conversations about emotional well-being, family relationships, and the importance of giving children the strongest possible start in life. Those priorities suggest a broader understanding of service, not simply representing the nation, but helping strengthen it. Their experiences over the past several years have also reshaped public perception. The Princess of Wales's cancer diagnosis and subsequent recovery reminded millions that even those living within palace walls face uncertainty, fear, and personal hardship. Her decision to speak publicly about her treatment was measured and deeply human, creating a connection with people confronting similar challenges around the world. Prince William's support during that period further reinforced an image of partnership rather than performance. While continuing to fulfill public responsibilities, he also demonstrated the importance of placing family first during difficult times. For many, those moments became as significant as any official ceremony. They showed leadership through compassion, strength through vulnerability, duty through humanity. Perhaps that is why speculation surrounding every future announcement generates such extraordinary interest. People are no longer listening only for constitutional news. They are looking for signs of how the monarchy itself is evolving. Will future kings continue emphasizing empathy alongside tradition? Can an institution rooted in centuries of history remain meaningful to younger generations? How can royal service reflect both timeless values and modern realities? These questions have no single answer. But William and Catherine's journey suggests one possible direction: a monarchy that remains dignified without becoming distant, traditional without becoming inflexible, visible without becoming performative. Above all, their story reminds us that legacy is never created in a single day. It is shaped through thousands of decisions made over decades, through integrity, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to serving something greater than oneself. Whether or not any single surprise announcement ultimately becomes historically significant, the broader narrative is already taking shape. The Prince and Princess of Wales are preparing not merely for future titles, but for future responsibility. And in doing so, they are helping define what the next chapter of the British monarchy may look like. History will ultimately judge that chapter not by the excitement surrounding individual headlines, but by the values that endure long after those headlines have disappeared. If Queen Elizabeth II's reign demonstrated the power of steadfast duty, perhaps William and Catherine's legacy will be remembered for something equally enduring: the ability to preserve tradition while embracing compassion, resilience, and hope. That may prove to be the most meaningful announcement of all, not one delivered from a palace podium, but one written gradually through years of service, quiet leadership, and the trust they continue to earn. As we come to the end of this story, one question remains: What do you believe will define the future of the British monarchy, tradition alone, or the people chosen to carry it forward? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think Prince William and Catherine are shaping a new era of royal leadership, or will the greatest challenges still lie ahead? Share your opinion respectfully in the comments below. If you enjoyed this documentary, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next in-depth exploration of the royal family. We are committed to bringing you thoughtful documentaries that separate verified facts from speculation while uncovering the history, symbolism, and human stories behind every royal headline. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next royal documentary.